All right, boys, quick garden update. It's going good. I'll give you guys a little tour of the orchard slash garden. Okay, so here we've got our brand new peach tree. This is a Georgia peach tree. It'll have white flesh, and I bought it extra tall. It's about 5 feet tall, so I spent like $100 on it. This is the one that got attacked by deer and it died, and then I replaced it again, and then that one died. This is like my third or fourth attempt. But I bought an extra big one so it'd catch up to the others quicker. And you can see it's actually starting to bud. So I'm relieved at that because it's already first week of June, and you would expect it to be doing something by now. Also, I kind of have a cool update with this tool I built. So this is just a closet hanger and then a shelf hook. And I've been using this L-shaped thing to pry up the edges of this plastic like that. You can get under there and pry it up and just work your way through without bending over. And then you can just use it to kick, or you can use your foot to kick under your mulch. So you can see I've got this stacked with mulch. It's kind of bulging on the outsides, and that's how I can re-mulch under the plastic without bending over all the time. That's saving my back. Okay, here I want to show you my process for the annual. So my strategy here is I'm gonna straddle each tree along its edge. I'm gonna put an annual. So I'm gonna put an annual on either side of each tree, right on down the row. So there'll be one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here. And this is like tomatoes, melons, watermelons, and muskmelons slash cantaloupe. And also cucumbers and a couple different types of tomatoes. I don't think I have much more variety than that. I did try like some occasional random thing, like beets or something I tried, I think I might have done. So anyways, right here I just put like some compost we made at home, and it's a little bit sandy too. It might not be strictly compost. It's like a combination of grass clippings I broke down, some roots from some weeds and stuff, and then it looks like a little bit of sand might be in there. But it's still much richer than what's under this grass. Under this grass is just plain sand. So that'll be pretty good. After I do the dirt on top, just right on top of the grass, I'm gonna just put a bunch of grass clippings on it, maybe like that thick, over that whole area. And then I'm going to do what I did here. After the grass clippings, I'm going to put weed barrier fabric. And you'll note, rather than cutting the edge and then singeing it with fire, I just folded it under about like 4 inches under. So the edge is actually right here. This is a folded edge. So that saved me from having to get out a blowtorch or whatever. It's really smart tactic I came up with there. And then from the factory, it's already pre-sealed on that end. But when you cut it, it likes to fray really bad. Like it'll fray like this. So you have to singe everything when it's fraying like that. So this is a really smart new method I came up with. So then I got the chicken wire mesh to keep rabbits off. You can see the mesh I put in. And I just cut a little gap for the tomato to come up through the grass. I put the grass up around it. But the grass is covering this whole region. So that's how I'm doing it. The grass won't be able to compete. So this original grass, I didn't have to kill it with cardboard or anything. I just went compost right on top, then grass clippings, then the weed barrier fabric. So that it won't have any competition guaranteed. I didn't need to kill the grass like a lot of people say, put cardboard down first, but that's extra steps. You're removing staples and tape from the cardboard, pain in the butt. I don't really have access to newspaper or anything, so I just didn't think it's important when I've got this. This will stop everything. So let me just give an update. Besides that plan to do annuals, basically also the purpose of it is if you put a drip hose next to your tree along the drip edge anyways, that water is going to be right in this gap between the tree and the annual. So having an annual here, it shares the water with the tree, but doesn't compete with the tree because I've got like almost 3 feet separation between the tree and the annual. You can see I used some fly tape to try to keep ants off it here, but it's gotten covered in like fuzzy stuff from the trees, so it's not really going to work, I don't think. But Turns out the ants weren't going to be a problem anyways. The tree was actually hiring the ants with sweet nodules on its leaves, paying the ants through the sweet stuff to guard it from caterpillars and stuff. So I might have been able to just leave it like that, but it could have been overswarmed by ants too, so I'm not sure. I chose to stop them in their tracks. But you can see this will be the first year this particular peach tree, which is about 5 feet tall now. It's actually got some peaches on it. Check it out. That's like decent size. And it's got like a pretty big one here. So I think it's got like 4. My daughters have been picking them and planting them, planting the whole fruit, and I'm like, don't do that. It's very frustrating. So I only have like 3 left. I used to have a lot more. Here's the apple tree. You can see it's crushing it. It's literally like 10 feet tall. It's got a nice fat base. It's doing very well. I've got some rabbit fence around it. Everything's holding up. I just got to remulch it every year, shoving the mulch under the fabric. And it's got the drip irrigation that goes for about 40 minutes a day, just deeply soaking the ground with a low watering. Here we've got our other apple tree. I've got a Fuji and a Gala. I'm not sure which is which. It's doing pretty well. It's behind the other one, but it's doing pretty well. I think it got planted second. Here, the pawpaw tree died, so I just put in this new pawpaw tree. You can see it came like that in the mail. It wasn't the best. They had clipped these leaves in the mail, but I think this is a new growth since it's arrived. And I think these two are new growths too. So it looks like it's actually starting. That looks like a new growth as well. So it's actually starting to take. And that will be an important one. That's I don't remember which brand, but it's a very popular one. I don't remember off the top of my head. Here is my apricot tree. It's doing very well. This one I grew from seed. Come over here. This is my pecan tree. It's doing well, and the deer don't seem to like it, so they're not attacking it, which is nice. I just added this year. I saw it at Home Depot. It's a little vine. You can see right here, a little vine. It's not doing anything yet, but it's supposed to be raspberry. So hopefully that'll start growing. This is my blackberry. You can see it comes all the way up to here. It's doing really well. And it made delicious blackberries last year, but the birds all ate it. So this year, I added netting across the entire top. Although it's growing up through the netting, just in this little section, the majority of it will be under the netting. So it's actually netted the whole outside from deer, and then the top is netting it from birds. Because I think the birds ate the berries last year. So most of the berries will be able to capture. I haven't bothered to cover that yet, but I could later. Here's my other pecan tree. It's doing well. They have to be growing in pairs to germinate, unless if you grafted a neighboring pecan tree to the original, and then that grafted part would cross-pollinate the other part, male and female. So that'd be a clever workaround to not have to have 2 trees, but I didn't think of that at the time. Here you can see, here's a cherry tree I bought last year. It actually survived the winter and it's doing well. It's looking cute. But here's a big cherry tree I just bought this year and planted this year. You can see the fly barrier fabric or fly tape I wrapped around and put masking tape to stop the ants, which it did, but it's getting kind of fuzzy now. The ants stopped bothering this tree. They had a lot of ants, which I thought killed the tree last time, but I'm not sure. You can see it's really growing. So this big tree is going to catch this up to my other trees, hopefully. So I spent the extra money to get a big tree this year to try to catch up, because the last couple cherry tree attempts died from one mistake or another that I did. One mistake was that I didn't transplant it immediately when I got it. I just left it in a bucket with water in the bucket, in the bottom of the bucket, like Kratky method. I did that for like 2 months, and then I finally transplanted it, and it didn't like that. It just died. And the other one got swarmed by ants. It was big black ants. There was like hundreds of them on it, and I just noticed it died like 2 weeks later, so I think the ants overwhelmed it. So this time I did the fly tape to prevent that from happening again, just to play it safe. Now here are My grapes, they did not survive the winter. So I just planted this other grape from Home Depot, and you can see it's right there, down to there. But I see no growth on it, even though it's been watered and everything, no growth. So the Home Depot grape is dead on arrival, it looks like, but it might come back to life hopefully soon. It's been there for a couple weeks now, so bad on you, Home Depot. This grape did survive the winter though, and you can see there's tons of growth here and here. There's some weeds here, but it's got a lot of growth. There's some weeds back there I gotta pull. But the grapes are crushing it, and they're actually vining up right here onto my netting, which I don't want. I have this prepared. I put 3 big copper 3-inch pipes in the ground with cement, and then I put steel piping coming out of it. I'm gonna eventually cement this whole thing, but the coppers will never rust. So I'm gonna cement the whole thing, and it meets like a tripod in the middle, and then I can come up, and then I can fan out in all directions, making it into what I'm gonna call a grape tree. So I'll actually make a tree out of the grape, since I don't have like fencing or anything for it to run out, and it just has the little plot that all my other trees are on. I'm gonna create a grape tree artificially with like branches and everything. Here's my fig tree. You can see it did not survive the winter, but it did send out from its bottom little fig shoot here. So I was just about to replace it and try again, but you can see all this growth. That's a big new leaf, that's a new leaf, new leaf, and that whole stick was not there. So it's like surviving by growing something out the bottom, and it's explosively growing out the bottom of that. That happened very quickly in like 2 weeks. It was like just a tiny little leaf there last time I checked on this, and now it's that. So this thing is going to recover very nicely, and I'm relieved. That's a Chicago Hardy fig. So it's surviving the winter after all, barely. This is a pear tree. No fruit on it this year, but this is just the second year, so it's only had 1 winter here, and it's looking very good. This one is a Stanley plum tree, and look at it. It is tall. I mean, it's literally like 12 feet tall. And it is, I believe, growing fruit. Yeah, it is. Look at that. It's got a ton of fruit on it, actually, I think. Can't keep track. Yeah, it's got like fruit here. Right here is one. Here's one. Right here. Oh, here's one. They're kind of hidden. They blend in a little bit. Looks like a lot of them fell off though. It used to have a lot more. But anyways, I don't know. It might have like 8 or 9 by now. Maybe 10 or 12, I'm not sure. Here's another plum tree. This one is the All Producer plum. It's doing really well. You can see a lot of the fruit does fall on the ground. I don't know what's up with that. There's a lot on the ground. Look, there's one. A ton fell on the ground. But it still has quite a few. You can see, here's one, here's one, here's one. And this one also, I mean, this one has a lot actually. You can see like, there's one, there's one. There's a lot. You can see this one is a monster size too. And I pruned a lot of it this year. I'm trying to get it to grow up and then out in all directions like a helicopter blades. So you can just reach up and pick it, but you can still mow around here without hitting your head on anything. So that's my strategy for all the trees. You can see it's got a lot more fruit here. A bunch there, a cluster. There's one there, one there, one there. This one had a ton of fruit. There's one there. And it's got like a bunch of little baby fruits like that. Here's a couple. So this one's really crushing it and growing fast. Like this shoot just came out and grew all the way to here. Like just since I last pruned it, it just shot out. So this thing is just vigorous, very healthy. And then here you can see this is a nectarine tree. It's doing a whole lot. He, I think, had a lot of fruit the last time I checked. I'm not seeing a whole lot now. You can see some on the ground like that one. Well, here's one. Here's one. Oh, there's one. Oh, here's one. There's one. There's one behind it there. Trees are good at hiding their fruit. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. There's one. There's one. There's one. There's one. There's one. There's one. It's got a ton. They're just like so hidden. There's one. I don't know. There might be like 15 on this one. And it's like 11 feet tall. It's doing great. I noticed it's kind of coming off too much this way, and one was kind of going out too much that way. I needed something more vertical, so I did a lot of pruning on it, and it's actually recovering this way. It's growing straight up, so that'll be good. I'll have like a V. I'm kind of liking just a simple V, pretty much. A V, and then it'll be like helicopter blades in all directions at like a certain height I like, of like maybe 8 feet tall. It'll just grow straight horizontal every direction. I'll just force it to do that through the pruning. So I'll be able to reach everything without a ladder and also not hit your head. And it just takes up a small vertical space and then all air space after that. Wow, there's so much fruit that falls on the ground. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's kind of concerning. I don't know what's up with that. And you can see some are dying from whatever. I don't even know. Disease or something getting to it? I don't know. But here's a good one. So I'm not sure if that's normal. Here's a couple. There's one. There's one. Wow. There's one, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one. So there's one. I don't know, it looks like it's probably got like 20, 25. There's a lot. If you start really looking close, you start seeing more and more of them up in this canopy. So both of these are nectarine trees, both different types of nectarine. Here's some, that's strawberry from last year and strawberry from last year, and some weeds growing up around it I gotta pick. And then this is a blueberry bush, and this is a blueberry bush. A lot of weeds I gotta pick. And then you can see I gathered some pine tree from a local fast food restaurant, some low-hanging branches I just cut and put in these bags. I'm gonna shove these pine needles under there because blueberries like, see this one fell out of the bag, it's pine needle branch. Pine needles make the soil more acidic and blueberries prefer that. So 2 blueberry bushes and some strawberries around it. Needing some work as far as tidying up, getting rid of this grass and weeds and stuff, trying to compete. This particular grape also died this year. So I planted a Home Depot one right there. And the Home Depot one has done nothing, just like the other grape. So that's frustrating. This is my persimmon tree. It's doing really well. You can see this is about like 5 feet tall. And there's a random kite for my kids. Oh, they put the kite handle on this tree. This is my other persimmon tree, and it's about 7.5 feet tall, doing really well. It's super healthy. No fruit on that yet, but it might do later. I know they are a late producer, so they could fruit this year, maybe. This is a little garden my daughter's built, which is cute. They put a bunch of seeds in here for like vegetables. Oh, the corn seed came up. That's hilarious. This is corn. I had one take and it's corn. Everything else did not. Well, that looks like corn. I think it is. I gave them just a variety of different stuff, but it's funny the corn actually is coming up. So that's about it. That's my little update. It's a lot of work out here, but I'm enjoying it and it's a good time with the kids. And I'm hoping to transfer my seedlings out here. I've been hardening them, like I've done like 6 days of hardening. Here they are. Bunch of different seedlings here. And a couple bags of them. Looks like we got like 15 to go here. All right, so that's a little update. Peace out, guys.